But you've been
All
playing
right.
new games that we haven't talked about yet.
I have.
What have you been diving into?
There's this game that was on Game Pass called Falconeer. I was on the Game Pass, and I was just like, what's on the Game Pass? What do I want to play? I want to play Vermintide. I want to play Vermintide with my friends, but no one's on. I didn't feel like going to the... I was already on my computer, so I'm like, what can I do here? What's going on? I haven't even opened the Game Pass in a while, and I'm like, man, I'm just giving them money and not doing anything. Come to find out, there's this game that was on Game Pass called Falconeer. And basically, it's a third-person air combat game where you're like, kind of feels like 1900s, something like that. The what was that revolution that happened back then with technology and stuff? Steam, coal, and all that.
Steampunk,
Industrial
Revolution.
It's kind of like something that has happened. This takes place like something after that. That's what it feels like, because there's like blimps and you got boats and cities, and this all takes place in this giant sea. So kind of think of a Sea of Thieves, but you fly a falcon. And there are 4 factions, I believe. And you can pick one of the factions to play as and go through the story like that. Well, I thought that was actually interesting that they call them chapters. And initially I was like, oh, okay, look, I'll play this chapter and I'll play this chapter. And there's this like cohesive story I got to get through. But I jumped into the first chapter and I ended up dying. And it put me back out to like, hey, choose a chapter. And I was like, what? I don't understand this. Like, why? And each chapter, so I didn't realize that at first. And then each chapter has its own type of pilot. They have different falconeers.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull up a list here. I just thought it was interesting. Anyway, so I jump into that. It kind of has a Sea of Thieves feel, like just minimalistic, but
like art style.
Has that? Yeah, but kind of not as like the graphics aren't as great as Sea of Thieves, but it's similar in ways. It's buttery smooth on the PC, and like just flying around and seeing all the cool things, like the sea and little islands and sunsets and stuff like that. Like it has that very rich, vibrant color that Sea of Thieves has. So
yeah,
but guess what? It's made by one guy.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, this is made by one guy. Well, so I jumped in and played it, and I found it like super easy. I have it on normal. Once you get the hang of flying and stuff, I felt like the game's repetitive because you go on like these missions to either take something to somebody or escort somebody or just go kill some people. And there's always these battles in the sky, and it felt always the same. Now, there's one where it's like, hey, defend the location, and it got really repetitive really fast. But I guess for the most part, it's kind of a palate cleanser. Something like Pokemon Snap. It's pretty serene at times, but when the action happens, it's like pretty quick. There are upgrades for your Falcon. You can get different guns and different ammo. I recently just upgraded my gun to shoot some kind of caustic, acid. So it deals like extra damage to the birds that fly around, because everyone has birds. There are dragons in here as well, which I haven't got to yet. And yeah, it's completely voice acted, and I was actually pretty blown away with that. Didn't expect that from this. Usually, it has that little blip of a person who's talking and their mouths move, and it's just like text, and you're supposed to read it, right?
Yeah.
Like in Nintendo, and sometimes they have that like,
or like in
Yakuza
that I'm playing right now.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, every time someone talks, like they're talking,
Is it good?
99% of the time. What's up?
Is it good voice acting?
I mean, it's decent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than I anticipated for this game.
Right.
So far I'm enjoying it. I don't know how much longer I'll actually play it. Like I said, it's a good palate cleanser. The story hasn't really gripped me, but if you want something that's kind of easygoing and not too complicated, it might be the game for you.
I was looking up the guy's pedigree. Did you ever play a mod on Skyrim called Moonpath to Elsewhere?
Oh shit, yeah.
He's the developer of Moonpath.
Wow.
So apparently it was a total conversion mod that included new tropical and desert locations with over 2 million downloads. It's one of the most popular quest mods for Skyrim ever. So
Wow.
That's what he did before.
That's pretty awesome, not gonna lie.
Yeah. He's done other things, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Cool looking dude. He's got like freaking crazy hair and stuff like that. But that's awesome. I mean, it's cool to get into. I'm excited to. I feel like we should get more involved in Game Pass and just start exploring and maybe like, I don't know, if anybody that's listening or watching this is interested in us doing like a I don't know, once a month coverage of a new game on Game Pass. I think it'd be kind of fun for us to just like find a game in Game Pass that maybe nobody's ever heard of and play it and then talk about it just to expose people to it. I don't know if that would be of interest to anybody, but I also need to get more involved in Game Pass because I haven't touched it in a long time. And these indie games, I think, would be a cool way to kind of explore that without getting too heavily invested in stuff. So,
agree with that.
This one I definitely want to try, though, because third-person air combat just sounds cool. I mean, I love flying games, so
yeah,
I'm all about that life.
I think you'd enjoy it. I don't know how long you'd stay on it. Yeah. It's just kind of weird that there's 4 different chapters with each chapter has a different class of Falconeer, and it's all the same story, just told from a different faction. Just thought that was really weird.
So the four different classes, like how different are they? Are they pretty significant? Is there any leveling in this? Or?
Not. I mean, you get upgrades and stuff. Yeah, there's leveling.
So there's some kind of progression and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. The classes: Falconeer, Mercenary, Imperial Falconeer, and Mancer Seeker. So those are the 3 factions.
Okay. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
New dogfighting perspective. So I guess you're playing at a place called the Ursee.
Yeah. Giant sea with islands. Yeah. Like Sea of Thieves.
Aha! Look at that. That's awesome. So
yeah.
Recommend. I mean, if you have Game Pass, it's like a no-brainer. Otherwise, if you don't have Game Pass, it's $29.99, which still isn't a bad price.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I recommend it.